it is in fact recording properly, so let's go ahead and jump right back in. Okay. Yes, I think more people will get in earlier today. I can hear people talking louder now, and some voices are coming from the entrance. No matter how much they ask you to keep your voice down if the place gets crowded, it'll be impossible to make them quiet, especially if they get drunk. This is not a five-star restaurant, this is a bar after all. He grins at me and gives me a wink. Well, you're right. We should go say what we need to the cheetah, so I can carry you out of here, to protect you from the loud people. I chuckle at the thought. You know, I'm more worried about your hearing than myself, right? His grin widens. Yes, I know. Heh, then let's go talk to the cheetah. Pay him and go somewhere else. But walking is fine. You don't need to carry me. Aw, bummer. He says that, but the grin continues on his face. I can just grin back at him. We both walk away from our table and go directly towards the counter where the cheetah is looking at some white papers. He has taken notes for some of the people who got inside already. He only prepares the drinks, but there is a kitchen behind him, it seems. We cannot see much of it, though. As we walk towards him, he notices us and gives us a warm smile and a small wave with his spotted paw. Wagner gives back a grin while I wave with a smile over my face. We get to the counter where he's making some drinks for a waiter to take to someone's table. We both wait for a little bit until he's free. Hey there, you two. Are you guys going out already? Yeah, we've just finished our drinks and snacks. The cheetah smiles and looks at me when I continue the conversation. We're ready to give you our feedback and pay our tab before leaving. I guess today the bar will be full earlier than usual. Well, you're very perceptive. We tend to let a sign saying for people to be quiet in the morning time, but the fact is that when the bar gets a lot of customers, it's quite hard to force them to be quiet. Again, you could always go to the restaurant at the hotel later. There you can be sure people will be more polite and less noisy. Oh, that expensive place? I pass. I prefer to eat in my room at night anyway. I hardly have the correct attire to go there. I noticed before, but the hotel does make the restaurant area in a very fancy place, where you actually have to pay for the food at night. The food is free only during the day, and it's not as exquisite as it could be. At night, however, you need to have a certain attire to enter the place, and yeah, every single thing is paid for, not only the drinks. And then again, when you pay to be here, they do warn you that dinner is the only meal not included for free, but it's less expensive to order room service. That's what I decided to do when I eat dinner, of course. The cheetah smiles at me and proceeds to talk. Well, yes. The restaurant at night is not part of the package when you come here, but it is a pretty nice place to just enjoy the music and eat with someone or alone. That being said, I do prefer the food they serve at the room service. It's not the same food, but it's just as good and less expensive if I dare say so myself. You know, coffee time. Boy, you better not start flirting with the cheetah, too. Wagner grins at the cheetah and his tail starts wagging left and right. He's gonna do it! Finally, someone understands me now! I chuckle at his sudden happiness, and the cheetah continues just smiling and being polite over us both. But you're an employee of the resort, right? Do you live close by? Yes, we live outside the resort, but close enough to get here by car. Sometimes, though, since the business hours get a little weird, we stay overtime to complete the job with the night shift team. They allow us then to sleep in vacant rooms and give us the same food for the room service in those instances as compensation for working more than needed, and we get more money out of it too. So, just to be clear, he says when he sees me and the dog frowning at him. We have two teams working on the bar, one in the morning and evening, and another at night up to 3 a.m. Sometimes, if there are too many people coming in, we are allowed to come and help if we want. We'll be working extra, but we'll get some commodities, as I mentioned before. Chelsea not only pays us for the extra work, she insists that we stay at vacant rooms in the hotel to rest. Well, it does sound like a lot of work, but when you work extra here, you do have the other team from the night helping too, right? Yes, we work together. I'm not getting too specific, but I can guarantee you guys that we have 2 hours dedicated to rest, where we can go anywhere we want in the resort, and Chelsea always finds a way to compensate us. Not only by paying us more, but like I said before, allowing us to spend the night at vacant rooms, giving us the next day off, or night off, depending on what team does the extra work time, and so on. Anyway, this is all stuff I shouldn't be getting into details with our patrons, so please, refrain from talking about it with anyone else, or Chelsea would get really angry with us. I guess you two made me really happy by testing my drink today, since I'm talking a lot. Yeah, don't worry, we won't talk about this to anyone else. I'm just interested in knowing how you guys work. It seems like a fine place, even if sometimes you guys need to work harder. Yes, yes, oh. That's probably supposed to be Alex talking. Yes, it is rare for us to have a lot of patrons during the daytime, but I have a guess we'll have a pretty big day ahead of us today. Wagner sighs, and I look at him. He's still serious about the subject. Well, maybe you're right. Today seems to be a very packed day for you guys. Try not to overwork yourself, okay? Ha! Please don't worry about me. A bartender making their customers worry about him is the worst kind. But please, let us go to the point before someone else appears. Do you guys have anything to say about the drink I made you? I start first, looking at the handsome cheetah in the eyes. Well, I did like it. Quite a lot. The size is not too big, nor too small either, and it's very cold like the name suggests. I think it could be a hit, especially on those very warm days and nights. I would buy it again. He smiles at my response and looks at Wagner, who's waiting for his turn. His face is a mix between worried and seriousness. One second, now. Oh, that's some good coffee. Oh god, I might have to sneeze again. Yep. Goodness, bless me. Oh, fuck. Okay. I guess you didn't like it that much, huh? Not much of an alcoholic person, perhaps. Oh, I don't like alcohol that much, no, but I don't mind trying new things. Let me see, if there was a version of the same drink but without the alcohol, I would love it more. It does taste like passion fruit, and there's some citrus in it. But after that, it burns a little, and I don't enjoy that too much. But it's not a bad drink. Everything Aiden said, I agree. I can see why someone would want this drink, and you should totally put it on the menu. Oh, I see. Well, I will ponder how to make a soft version of the drink, then. I mean, we always have some soda on the bar if necessary, but I need to think about how I can make the flavors pop without the liquors. It's good feedback, though. Oh, please, don't bother making a soft drink, though. This is not the kind of bar people come to drive home later, right? Makes no sense to create a version of the drink that's not alcoholic. People want juice, they can go to the restaurant at night or get something in the morning at the hotel. So please, don't bother. The cheetah gives us a warm smile again. I wonder how many souls he catches off guard when he does it with such a handsome face. Well, I'm glad you two approve of the drink. So, I'll be taking those feedbacks to the manager over the hotel later and discuss with her about this new addition. Now, about your tab, let me be clear with you two. This drink is not on the menu yet, so there's no price for it. I won't be charging it. Instead, I'll only charge for the snacks you two had. Is that okay? I look at Wagner, who grins at me. We both agree with Alex, and he goes back and gives us both a small piece of paper. Wait. Weren't the snacks free? I believe the waitress said the snacks were on the house. So what then? The snacks are probably cheaper than the 2 alcoholic drinks, so, you end up paying less. That's fine. I look back at Wagner, who grins at me. We both agree with Alex, and he goes back and gives us both a small piece of paper. That's what you both need to pay. I already cut the price in half for both of you, so you don't need to do any math if you don't want to. The paper he gave us has the same name of the items we got and the price of it. It has the total at the bottom, and behind it, in a big bold font, there's the total cut in half. It's pretty cheap when we divide the amount between the two of us, and Alex was nice enough to divide the price for us already. Since it's not that expensive as I thought it would be, I promptly take the money out of my wallet and pay him my part. Wagner does the same with a grin on his muzzle. We both give Alex our goodbyes as more patrons enter the bar, now a group of 7 people all at once. Yep, today this place will get noisy really quick. I wonder if someone had said something about the bar to the other people at the resort for this many to come here instead of going somewhere else. We walk near the entrance, giving space to these people to talk to the bar cheetah, and Wagner asks me, So, what are you going to do now, little guy? Do you want to go somewhere else with me or do something by yourself, I don't mind walking and talking more with you, dog. He looks happy when I say that, even if just a little. Well, where you thinking of going, then? Second, y'all, I'm actually gonna... yeah, right there. Give me 1 second, y'all. Be right back. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Okay, well, thinking of going, then? Hotel and lounge, maybe? Or the sports court, actually? Where do you want to go? Somewhere you can chase some balls? I love that. Yeah, somewhere you can chase some balls. How about that? No, maybe not. Okay, let me, reload that. Okay. What the fuck? What the hell? Oh, guys, I think I broke the game. 1 second. Alright, guys and gals, sorry about that. I have no idea how I ended up breaking the game and going right to credits, but okay, where do you want to go? He looks at me, his expression changing to a more serious one. He folds his brown furry arms and closes his eyes for a second. He doesn't look upset. In fact, he looks like he's thinking really hard. His tail is slowly moving left to right. Not too excited, but not too happy either, as if he's trying to solve a problem or something in his head. I don't know, actually. I look at him when he opens his eyes. He looks a little annoyed. I mean, I'm not good to think about those things when I have more than one place to go, or more than one thing I can choose. Sometimes I get anxious. Okay then. Let's go for elimination. The hotel has 4 areas we can go right now. One of them is a bar we're in right now, so we can ignore that. Then we have the beach, the park area, and the sports court, right? The one with lots of places for you to play any kind of sport you want with a ball. Oh, that's right. They have a tennis court, a basketball, football, volleyball court, and the other side, if I'm not mistaken. I only used that tennis one. It should be very quiet there right now, I guess. We could go there and sit by the shade. What do you think? I think that's a good idea, actually. Lead the way, dog. As long as we find a good shade to sit under, I'm fine with it. Cool, let's go then. We walk towards the exit. We're about to exit when more people come in, and I'm a little worried for Alex. I think today is a rare day for them indeed. Things are going to get hectic here way earlier than usual. We wait for the group of 5 to enter, and then we pass through the front door. And so we walk for a while. The sports court is located behind the hotel. There's even a car parking there too. I follow Wagner, and he's walking towards the park first. I guess he wants to look at the scenery a little. So, I was just wondering. You came here from the airport with a taxi, I'm guessing. He looks at me and gives me a smile. Well, I actually thought you would ask me why you're walking through the park to go to the sports court, but that's a valid question, I guess. Yes, I think no one is allowed to bring their car here, which is strange. There's some car parkings in this place. I was just wondering about that, and I just thought you wanted to walk around a little before going to the sports court. It's not like we're out of the way. Anyways, I think the parking lots we have here are for the resort staff. Coffee time? No, I'm done with coffee. It's water time. Oh, yeah. That's the stuff right there. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Anyway, let's just go through here and we'll arrive at the sports court. Let's go. We walk a little more in the main path when we turn left when we get to the beautiful white statue of a handsome, strong feline holding a shield. Since we're at our destination already, of course, I decide not to give too much attention to the statue or the people walking here and there. We walk just a little more, and not far we get to our destination. The sports court is a very interesting place. There are 3 or 4 courts as far as I can tell, one for tennis, the other for basketball, and 2 others that are mixed so you can play anything you want. As long as you bring the correct accessories to set up stuff, and in one of the edges of the place there's a car parking lot, with a few cars, all of them from someone who works at the hotel. To make sure the cars would be safe from any wild balls, parking lot is kind of far away from the last court, so anyone would need to use a pretty big force to throw a ball at one of the cars to make them damage them any. Around the courts, there are some places we can sit on with plastic benches placed on some sort of wide ladder of cement or something like that. Most of them have no shade. However, on the opposite side of the place, we can sit under some trees that are planted there to make the place feel nice. Alright, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to have a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for what you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silver, and thank you all but above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks to our 3 gold tier patrons, Ziggy, Toby, and Blue Wolf Alpha. Y'all are awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5. And if y'all want to donate to our Patreon, you can donate using Super Thanks on YouTube. Anyway, I love you all, and I shall see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!